welcome everyone to your trend update. Just taking a look at indices today as they are finishing off yet another very strong week. They haven't been doing anything else since the beginning of the year. And we are really getting to that interesting point where we see the Nasdaq, S&P, Dow approaching new all-time highs, but the V shape of the correction has been so immense that at some point the momentum is just going to run out. If you just quickly take a look here, that is your V shape right there, and that is the way we have been trading this year. On the monthly chart here, we are taking a look at price just, this is the Nasdaq by the way, the price just about making a new all-time high, maybe hitting 8,000, who knows, it doesn't really matter. What's important is that the AO, the momentum that is indicated down here, is clearly in divergence mode. Unless price really zooms out and really keeps on going for months on end now, this will have no chance to make a new high above that high, creating a minor divergence on the monthly chart. But that is not to say that it couldn't happen, that this just moves on. Even if you have a divergence, it's possible that it's two, that it's three divergences, and it's possible that these divergences play out over a very long period of time, maybe even as long as what a new move would be doing, as it hits new momentum highs down here. But the divergence could also simply be created by a bar that just tops out above this high, and then the price drops down and you have momentum going down as well. So we don't know in either case what's going to happen, and we also don't know what it's going to look like. And that's important because as we keep on going down, we really notice that, this is just, kind of, I mean, we're talking about it, we're analyzing it, but in the end, you have to have a system, you have to have entry points, and they will tell you what to do because you don't know. It will be probably very difficult to know whether, as the new all-time high is made, that was it, or if you get a continuous move. So let's take a look at the weekly. The weekly is giving us a divergence already between these highs here. What's this now? I don't even know how this works anymore. Okay, this is your divergence there, and there is another one possibly now unfolding as we make a new high and a lower momentum high on this side. So essentially what that means is that here you have your minor divergence that is followed by a major divergence, which would mean new high in the price but lower momentum high compared to the previous one over here. That's the perfect ending to a sequence, and then you would have a bigger drop that at least goes as low as the previous drop, but most likely it could go much, much lower. But that is, we'll deal with that when we are there. It's not our point now to guess. Fact is, if you're able to, or if you were able to, you are long here, maybe via the via the daily or the 4-hour chart. Definitely not via the weekly chart, because there is nothing here. There is no breakout signal. This is moving so fast that we have no chance, or I have no chance to get in something like this, simply because I'm way too long term for that. On the daily, you would have an entry, possibly here. This would already be extremely late, and I most likely would never have taken this one if I hadn't already been long from down here. Because, and that's important now again, when you switch back to the monthly chart, there is no overall trend as we are trading here. This is the middle of a correction, and only now that we are hitting these new all-time highs, we have a reason to say, okay, possibly the trend is continuing, so we are buying the new all-time high. That is something that we should be doing as trend followers on the weekly time frame. And of course, our stop would be very, very low risk, and we would make sure that we really watch the market in this situation where we don't know if it's just gonna tip over that old high and then drop, or we're just casually moving on, creating a long divergence, or even making new momentum highs. That is basically the situation down here. On the daily, if you take a look a little bit closer, as we are approaching these old highs, we do have a double divergence in here already. Let's see how this is going to continue. I mean, doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't mean that we have to drop overall. It just could mean that we're entering a longer side move and then continue higher. If you look at the 4 hour, ever since the low was made in December 2018, it has done nothing but unfold one divergence after the other. But it's just not going to stop going up, and it didn't stop so far 2 hours before the close this week here, and we're definitely going to have a very strong Nasdaq close. The Dow even hit a breakout to buy already. The S&P is also moving higher. They are all trying to get to these new all-time highs, and then we're really gonna see how this is gonna play out. So low risk until we know what is really gonna happen, and ride the trend. Definitely ride the trend, but this will this will lead to many people seeing it as a resistance and selling, and then we'll see what will prevail. Okay, talk to you in a couple of weeks again. Play it safe, and wait for clear opportunities to take profits, or to make profits by riding trends and not overdoing it position wise. Okay, have a great weekend.